Hello guys, welcome to another episode of a CK3 Ironman campaign where we're trying to go and form the Roman Empire. And we started with a man that was so glorious, so legendary, that he went from ruling one county to forming the Italian Empire. Then came his successor Daniel, who was so bold that he put his new capital right beside the Byzantine's border. Because we are Italia, we are powerful, and by God, we will be taken seriously. But anyway guys, welcome back. I'm really happy that this file translated over to the Azure patch without that many issues. The only one I could find was now the King of Lotharingia has a new hairstyle. Apparently he's in the braids, but he only has one, so maybe that's a little unfair. I also haven't played this file for an extensive period of time. I haven't pressed the play button too much, so I don't know if once the days start rolling by, we're going to run into any bugs. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But overall, it was much better than the Viking update. We still have that issue where we don't have Grand Blah as part of their religion, and I guess that's going to stay like that forever. I feel like that's such a missed opportunity because now we can't have badass Vikings. I'm hoping that it didn't affect their AI too much. I mean, we do have this one Viking group in Hungary, but I'm pretty sure they were here before the Viking update, and I don't really think this guy is a Viking adventurer. So far, I have not found a single Viking adventurer on this map, so I'm hoping the jump to the Viking update did not affect their ability to become adventurers. That would suck. Because I want the game to throw everything it can at me, whether it's Viking adventurers, whether it's different kingdoms just trying to invade us. We gotta experience it all because this is a campaign about us creating the Roman Empire against all odds. And I guess that also extends to my video editing skills. I still don't have the first video up as of this recording. The intro sideshow is giving me a lot of trouble. I also haven't created a thumbnail. I hope it's good. You'll know if you're watching this. But it's taking me a while to make these. I've pretty much accepted the fact that we're all going to be playing Crusader Kings 4 by the time I'm done. But hey, that's no reason to stop a perfectly good campaign, am I right? This is why I decided to get a head start with the Azure patch. I usually do these recordings in short bursts where I would only record a couple videos and I take a little bit of a break in between. And sometimes that break could range to a couple days to a week. And if I keep working on the first video, it's possible I won't get this video done before the next update. I was so lucky with the first video where I got it done just in time, literally 2 days later. That's when the Azure patch appeared. And I don't want these videos to happen in between updates. You'd probably see some UI changes and then some characters might look different. And I think that would be a little bit disorienting if I just switched patches in one video. With this video, just like the last one, I'm going to try and get this done before the next update arrives. I'm not sure when that's going to be. I think the next one's supposed to be the Royal Court, and that's supposed to be a huge one, so maybe I'll have a little bit more leeway since it's more complicated than the Viking update or the Azure patch. But regardless, I'll try and go as fast as I can, which isn't really that fast to be honest, but I'll do my best. Okay, so where did we leave off? So first off, I believe we were in a murder scheme against King Athelwulf. We are trying to murder him so his son gets on the throne. And then that means, since it's matrilineal, our family is going to inherit the English titles. She already has one son already, which is at our court. So maybe he'll grow up to be the future king of England. And we're also in a defensive war against this emir over here. I can't really pronounce his name. I'm not really good with the Arabic pronunciations. But basically, we were in the war with the Macedon Emirate, and I think that's Emir Miska. We beat him, and we took his land, but as a consequence, we also inherited his war. So I could just white peace these people, but I decided not to because we kind of need the money. And this war is going to give us a lot when we get, when it comes to prisoners, when it comes to a bunch of other things. Actually winning the war itself will get us 78 gold. And it's also good, I think, for prestige. I think we also get some prestige. Do we? Yep, we do. So we get some prestige. We get a lot of nice things. So we're going to go forward with this. We've also been working on improving our foreign relations because we have kind of a small army. And as you can see from our neighbors, the Byzantine Empire, they have over 10,000 troops. West Francia has over 5,000, Lotharingia over 3,000. So we're kind of like this small power in a sea of large fish. And we're kind of like both predator and prey because we're trying to go after the people who are smaller than us, but be friendly with the people who are bigger than us. Count Argio is actually doing a pretty good job in the background, all things considered. And fun fact about him, he's actually the twin of Count Cometa, who you probably remember from the previous episode. Because of Count Argio, we were actually able to get a plus 11 modifier for all the surrounding nations. So if I would to hover over to West Francia, for example, and go under King Charles, you'll see that we get a plus 11 for foreign affairs. And it also helps that we're trying to sway the emperor of the Byzantine Empire, because of course their army is large and they could probably crush us. But even more importantly is that they actually have some de jure claim to some of the land that we own. So if we could keep on friendly terms with them, that would be great. And we of course cannot forget about our allies here. So I don't think I explained this in the previous episode. It was after I took care of a vassal uprising in my own domain that I sort of desperately tried to find alliances in all the surrounding provinces. So we kind of got one with East Francia, we got one with West Francia, making amends basically for all the damage that Count Christopher did by trying to invade their countries. And then we had a couple I believe we have a vassal somewhere in West Francia as one of our allies. And then we also have Count Christopher, of course. And we're kind of hoping that he passes away in a very unfortunate accident, because there's actually not really a good way for us to get this land back until he does. Very unfortunate, though. He's a pretty good commander, but I guess sacrifices have to be made. Speaking of alliances, I think I'm going to double up on our alliance with West Francia. I think it's because of their alliance that the AI does not attacking us like Lotharingia or the Byzantine Empire. Before I had the West Francia alliance, when I hovered over to their military strength, it said it was superior. But then ever since I had that West Francia alliance, it now says it's similar. So I think, I can't know for certain, but I think that's the AI is making these calculations, and that's why I really like that we're kind of allied to them. It makes me feel a little safer, if that makes sense. So, double up. What do I mean by that? What I mean is I want to have my son and heir, Lindolf, marry one of the members of the Carling-Borges family. And so I will arrange a marriage. Who should he marry? I think he should marry... Should he marry her? I mean, she's about 5 years older than him, but, this is a medieval ages. I mean, come on. She looks like the best candidate right now, so I'm going to accept this, send this proposal and see what happens. Very excellent. He accepted. And it looks like we got a faction against us. I guess I'll keep an eye on them, I guess. And so by doubling up on their alliance, this actually helps us in a couple of ways. The first is if Emperor Daniel is assassinated or he dies for however reason, and we're going to end up playing as Lendolf. And when we're Lendolf, we're going to keep our alliance to West Francia, which is very important. At least it makes me feel safe, and I think that it definitely will help us when we have probably an eventual uprising by our vassals, because honestly, they all kind of hate us. And also the second reason we want to do it is that we actually might get a claim on West Francia's throne through this marriage. And I think this is how we do it. This is how we take over Europe. We just replace all the royal families with our own. Hold on a second. I just want to see what's going on with this rebellion over here. So, yeah, it is sort of how I expected. So, basically, we're going inside these Muslim territories and saying, okay, guys, you're Christian now. And as you can see, they're not really too happy about that. I did expect that rebellions are going to be popping up soon. And as we continue to expand and take more territories like this one, you're going to see a lot more independence factions appearing. Usually, I would think that the guy who owns the territory would actually have to deal with it. And that's sort of why I have Count Christopher in charge of these territories, because eventually we're going to give him more. It's going to get overwhelming very quickly, and then eventually he might have an unfortunate accident. And also, I found this kind of funny. I mean, one of their one of the reasons they can't get this county under control is because of the inefficient census. They have no idea how many people live here. Oh no. How are you failing so badly? This disunity in our kingdom is an utter disappointment. It looks like Chris and Comet are cornering this army and the rest of his forces are running away. Honestly, I don't know what this guy is thinking by continuing this war. He could have easily canceled after we beat the Massasoit Emirate, but he's just like, nope, I'm going to try and take this county from you. And, my friend, you are outnumbered, you are outmatched. I just don't know what you're thinking. But if you want to be crushed, I will happily oblige. However, we're not going to unpause the game just yet. There are a few things we got to take care of first. I just recently noticed we had an uncared sister in court, and she does have a guardian, in fact, and her guardian has a level 9 intrigue. Now, that's a little bit of an issue because our sister is actually being trained in intrigue. And really, is level 9 the best we can do for a teacher? I don't think so. I mean, we have this spy master over here who has a level 26 in intrigue. And I know she's a little bit busy trying to assassinate the king in England, but I think she has a little bit of time to train our sister. The problem is, I don't know if the damage has already been done. Katerina has been her teacher for a very long time, and Italia, if that's her correct name, that she is almost an adult, so I don't know if it's going to make too much of a difference. I mean, Katerina, she does have a level 3 intrigue education, so maybe that plays more into it. I'm not really sure, but I think that, you know, just for safety, I'm just going to take her off as a guardian. So let me just remove, and then let's unpause. Now what we're going to do is give her a new guardian. And there she is, the pale lady herself. So she accepted. I thought we had to unpause the game for a second, but doesn't look like it. We're also going to have our spy master train somebody else. Our daughter, actually. She's a dwarf, so I don't really think, like, she's has a rowdy trait. Now, it's saying that she's preferable to be either an intrigue or martial education. But I think intrigue would actually suit her better because, you know, women can't really fight, you know, in our Christian society. And, you know, intrigue, you know, she's also not very physically, you know, inept because she's a dwarf. So I think intrigue will probably serve her better. So we're going to choose this as her focus. And then we're going to have our greatest spy master, the greatest spy master ever, to train her. We always have the best education for our children because we are the greatest nation on earth. And there we go. Actually, I'm wondering if we could actually change Adelia's education because I'm just looking at her traits here, and I really don't think that they're a big fit for like someone with intrigue, especially the just trait, because this is going to make it difficult for them to like start schemes. If they start schemes, they might be like, oh wait, this doesn't sound just. So I'm going to see what happens if I switch her to diplomacy. It kind of surprises me a little bit that we could do that so late in her development. Like, she's almost an adult. And I wonder if we can get her a diplomacy teacher or diplomacy guardian. I don't know how many times they're going to let me remove the guardians. I might be able to do it as many times as I want. Let me remove her. I have to remove her for both? What? Alright, maybe I have to just remove her for both or something. I'm afraid to, because what if they don't let me bring her back? I mean, I don't think that makes sense. Let me just remove her then. Alright, and then we're going to give her a better guardian for diplomacy. So let me see if I can find somebody. Oh, look at that. I believe this is our stepmother, but she was actually the second wife of Count Christopher. I'm just kind of amazed that she's our best diplomat right now. I'm going to put her on for Adelia, and let's see what happens. Alright, and actually, can we bring our spy master back as guardian for her? Can we do that? Oh, it is letting us do that. I thought that's kind of weird how we had to like we had to take her off both children and then put her back. It just seems kind of strange to me. Alright, I'm sure that was super exciting seeing me mess around with the controls, but the important thing is that we have the guardians in the right places. She's got the right guardian, my daughter's got the right guardian, everyone is getting taught the correct things, and we are all good to go. By the way, I think it's crazy how we can change her guardian so late in her development. Like, in 6 months, I think, she's going to be an adult. And she was learning intrigue all her life, and now all of a sudden she's going to learn diplomacy. I mean, if we get a good trait out of this, I feel like that would be glorious. It's now time to extort our vassals. I actually have not done this in the series yet, but I have the It's My Domain perk, which is a perk you can get in a stewardship. So I'm able to do this every couple of years. Now, the reason we need to do this is not just because we need some money. I mean, we do kind of need money, but we have other sources of revenue right now, like the war that we're doing down here. But we also need to do this because we need to get our dread back up. Emperor Daniel's dread has been decaying ever since I started the series, and we're kind of ruling through dread right now because all our vassals hate us. So we kind of need to show that we are in charge. We got to show that we are not going to be pushed around, and that if they go against us, there will be consequences. So we're going to do this. Let's see where that leads us. My Duke oh man, I'm never good with these names. I get them the second time at least. My vassal, Duke Aparicio. Now there is a man expression. He already knows what purpose I am approaching him. I am loyal, pay my dues, he insists. How can you ask more of me? So I'm curious, who's this guy? Oh, okay, it's the Lombardy guy. So we could say, consider it a little test of loyalty. Get 11 dread. Do not worry, I will have everyone pay. Everyone hates us. Or I'm merely joking. So of course we're not going to go with this one. We're going to go with this one or this one. So I'm just going to make everybody pay, honestly, because we need that dread, and that money looking pretty nice, honestly. Wouldn't hurt to have it, so we're going to take this. All right, let's see what the damage is. Anyone want to start a faction against me, huh? All right, let's not get too distracted, because I just saw there was just a battle and that I completely missed. Man, you know what? Usually I'm always focused on the wars. Whenever I start a war, like when I'm not like on YouTube, I would focus on the war. But just because I'm able to pause the game, just look at the map in general, I would be able to stop the game, just look around, see what I could do. And it just feels kind of bizarre because sometimes it's kind of different than how I usually play the game. But I actually kind of like it because you are able to see like all these facets of your empire, and I feel like it just makes the game more interesting. Like when I'm not just focusing on a war while it's happening, I'm also trying to do an assassination attempt. I'm also trying to like get my vassals in line. I'm trying to do all these things at once. It just feels really cool. It feels like something Emperor Daniel would do, honestly. I mean, he is someone that definitely looks like a king, and he is trying to play that part. He's managing all these facets of his empire. Emperor Christopher's job was to conquer it, and Emperor Daniel's job is to rule it. That being said, let's just check out what's going on over here really quick. So it looks like Hamada's army is going to be joining with Chris's army in the siege over here, and our enemies are actually they're fleeing into the sea. I mean, I was actually thinking about going after them, but honestly, where are they going to go? This guy's just given up. I mean, he just started this. He decided to continue this war, and he's just given up. He's letting his army run away. And then there's this other army coming in that's fleeing. I believe our allies actually attacked them. I just can't get over the fact that they actually were allies to the Macedon Emirate, but now they're allies to us in this war. I mean, I don't know what this guy's doing in this war. I honestly have no idea what's going on with this war. But we're still going to fight it. Honestly, we're not really going to get any land out of it, but we're going to still fight it because we could probably get some prisoners. Like, you can get like 100 gold from like a prisoner if it's important enough. And we're going to get like, I think we're getting 69 gold for winning this war. Actually 78. Oh wow, it's a lot more. I don't know why. Did that change or something? But basically, we're going to get some money out of it. We're going to need actually 500 gold soon, because I actually want to make the Kingdom of Sicily, and that actually it will make us get one step closer to empowering the Sicilian Parliament. That is, unless something unexpected happens, because I'm not going to have two wars happening at the same time. That might happen if we have to deal with an uprising, and there might actually be one on the horizon. For instance, I just caught this guy starting an independence faction against me, and I think he did that even before I extorted my vassals. He must have some grudge against Emperor Daniel that we don't know about. I see you want to continue the tradition of Tauhert rulers dying tragic deaths for opposing us. you will certainly get one. Actually, I'm not sure if this will help us, but I wonder if I can actually take his child in as a ward. Yes, we can offer guardianship, and yep, it will be me that will look after your child. Well, he's actually his grandson. He was actually the son of Duke Silvestro, who died tragically in that one battle. And it's such a tragedy because he actually loved us so much, and now he is dead, and his father does not like us. So we gotta raise this kid right. We gotta show him that Emperor Daniel is the one and true only emperor of Italia and the world in general. So we will take his child, and hopefully that will do something. If not, it's just for a role play. Alright, greetings, my impalpable liege. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. We are happy to accept your proposed education agreement. A noble upbringing for our noble spirit. Excellent. We both kind of hate each other still. We're still giving each other angry glares as we are doing this exchange. Alright, oop, we got a notable guest. Alright, let me just look at this war before we keep getting like bombarded by all these messages. This is why I'm afraid to unpause the game for a long period of time, because all this stuff just keeps coming in. But this is the game. This is what we're doing. Actually, before I unpause the game, I'm actually going to switch this guy out. I actually saw that he was in diplomacy education, but I think that Count Girolamo is very good at learning, because those traits definitely look like someone that would be someone those traits would definitely be for someone who has a learning focus. I mean, I think they would benefit him greatly. So we're just going to change his focus, and we're also going to change his guardian, I believe. So his guardian, oh, actually he has learning 14, but let's see if we can get someone a little bit higher. Let me see if I can. Oh, you know what? I have to get rid of this guy, don't I? Actually, I don't know. Are we allowed to change his teacher? I don't think we can. I was just looking through this menu. I just can't see a way to remove him. We can offer guardianship. Alright, these menus are way too complicated for me. Alright, let me see if we can find someone who's a good learning person. So he is 14 learning. And how about this person? You know what? I'm gonna let Girolamo, I'm gonna let him keep his old teacher, just because hey, I'm sure they had some special connection. And, you know, we might be monsters on the outside, but hey, we're family men on the inside. So Emperor Daniel does care about his family deep down. Except for Emperor Christopher, Count Christopher, actually, that we're trying to get rid of. Alright, and let's merge these armies together, and we are going to continue this siege. Wonder where these guys are going. Oh, no! Oh, okay, I thought they were going to go for our capital for a second. Overly talkative. While Dwin's ability to make friends has proven invaluable in my scheme, she's not quite as careful around others as she should be. She is too fond of dropping vague hints, and if someone were to start asking questions, there's no telling what she would divulge. What can we do here? So the things she learns are too valuable to shut her up. So there's a 66% chance she remains undetected. We also might get a target is talking to agent, so our scheme success chance goes up by 10%. There's also a 33% chance that she is discovered, and the murder would be exposed. If she can't keep secrets, she must be kept quiet instead, and we lose scheme power. Alright, you know what? So, I'm in this scheme. I'm trying to kill this king over here, because once he dies, this heir is actually in a matrilineal marriage to one of our relatives, and she's actually in our court. So that would mean that we would probably get a claim on the Kingdom of England. And one reason I wanted to kill him is because I was kind of afraid that this guy would lose his spot if we waited too long. But there is a chance that he still stays around. So we're kind of in a bit of a pickle, because we don't really have any more people we can add to this scheme. And we kind of need to take all the risks we can in order to make this scheme work. So what I'm going to do is we're going to say that the thing she learns is too valuable to shut her up, because we need this percent chance. We need this to go up. And if the scheme is discovered, there is no, hardly much consequence. All we have to do is just abandon the scheme. We won't get like any bad reputation from it, and it will remain silent. He will just discover that there's a scheme against him. Once he discovers it, we'll just immediately cancel. But otherwise, we just have to keep increasing our chances so that we actually have a decent chance of killing him. So we're going to do this. Scheme to murder gained talking to Asian. Oh yes, we did it. Look at that, 54%, 69%. I bet if I put my spy master on support schemes, this will actually help us. But we're gonna let her look into this court for 4 more days, and we're gonna see if we can get one more person onto our scheme here, because I mean we are hanging by a thread here. We were lucky to get the people that we did. Also, I just want to talk about this guy really quick. I mean, this guy is pissed. He is pissed. I mean, when we exposed that his wife was cheating on him with the king, she put her in prison, and now he's a rival to the king. We just like, we're screwing up this guy's life here. I feel kind of bad because he's actually supporting our guy in the election. Let me see if I can get that up real quick. There, you can see that right over here, he's basically supporting the guy that we want to be in power, to be the King of England, and we're trying to murder him so that he gets his spot. I mean, in a way, we're actually supporting your choice, King Athelwulf. This is our way of supporting your choice and ensuring that who you want to be on the throne does get on the throne. So, in a way, we are doing you a favor. That reminds me, I think it's time that we sent our aunt back to court. So, as you can see, I believe, hold on, let me get her up real quick. There we are. So we got Prince Wilhelm, and there we go. We got our Aunt Fausta. And you see, I mean, I have a feeling she doesn't really like it here. I mean, she did get irritable, and she was angry at Emperor Daniel for a little bit. So, you know, on top of that, we gotta set an example. We gotta send her away because of that. But also, you know, she is a righteous adventurer. So I believe that really the reason that she got angry at us was because, you know, she doesn't like being cooped up at a lord's castle. You know, she's a free spirit. She loves to go on adventures, and I'm hoping that this adventure will actually bring her back to her husband. I need you to go over there and make many, many children. The more children that you make, the more chances we have to get the throne. All right, so it looks like she was sent out to a bar or something like that. So, you know what's strange about this is that... Oh, I have an empty council position. What? My steward left. Where'd he go? Wonder if there's a way to, like, see past position. I don't know if you can. All right, well, let's just put this guy in to just replace him for a second. So we'll just put him over here. And it looks like they sent her out to a bar. So, or not a bar, like a tavern. So, basically, when I took her into the court... she was basically just wandering around the taverns, and I noticed once I took her in, she wasn't having any children with Prince Wilhelm. And we kind of need more of those because we get more chances, of course, to get the throne of England. So I think this was basically the only way we could send her out. I mean, she hates us already. I mean, I dismissed her, so she hates me a little bit more, but even still, I mean, she didn't really like us too much. So, hey, look, we care about family here, but you know, this is for your own good. All right, and I'm curious what will happen in another 4 days. Is she gonna find a secret? I hope so. Oh no. To the perceptive Daniel, despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover any secrets at King Athelwulf's court. Oh no, not again. Not again. I don't know how we're gonna move forward with this scheme, honestly. If we don't really have anyone. We're in a little bit of a pickle here. And it's even worse because I think he has torture. I think actually I went down his lifestyle trait. He has something forever infamous. So like, if you have a lot of dread, you're actually pretty immune to like some scheme attempts. Like people aren't going to join the scheme because they're too afraid of you. But so it's going to be hard to find somebody. I have no idea what we're going to do here. You know, this scheme, I mean, this is great and all, but it's not really the end-all be-all. I think that's what's really more important is for us to actually gain some money. So really, since we're not really getting anywhere with this. I probably will just keep it. I'm probably going to keep it as is. See if we end up with like any lucky percent chances. Maybe we'll bring her into support. We'll put her on to support schemes if we get a high enough percent chance. But for now, I'm going to actually send her away. You know, when I was Emperor Christopher, we were kind of in the business of looking for secrets and then ransoming them for for money. So basically blackmailing people. So I mean, since Emperor Daniel isn't compassionate, we're probably going to have a little bit of an easier time with this. So I'm going to actually have her find secrets not just in England, but just anywhere. So where's a good spot? Oh, let me just see. All right, so we got some powerful people. I think the green is the where like the powerful courts are. Ooh, let me see here. Wait. So we can get a secret in Lotharingia, and I mean, I don't really like this guy. I think actually I kind of have a little bit of a sore spot for Lotharingia because back when I was Emperor Christopher, they supported Napoli, I believe. It was even Napoli or Capua when I was trying to like conquer that territory. They were like their allies, um and it basically made it very difficult for me. So you know what? Hey, let's get a little bit of revenge here. So I'm gonna send her over here and give me some secrets. Give me some secrets and money. I will love it. And speaking of money, we can actually demand some payments because I had her look for secrets a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna demand some payments from this person. And then also this person. Get that money in here. We need more of it. Now, you might say it's counterproductive to actually have a war going on while we're trying to gain some money because we're losing some monthly income. Well, look, look, I'm not going to think about it, okay? We got to be in a constant state of war anyway because we're going to have to like keep conquering all these territories. Part of the reason I'm actually in this war, one, I think I don't know how to handle like how long I have to be at peace. So it's a buffer for that. And all my I believe my vassals here, they actually didn't like me because I was in an offensive war. So I'm thinking like going on the defensive will help them cool off a little bit. And I think 73 gold. I think that is worth it. I think even though we're making like negative 3.4 taxes. I mean, I hope so. I didn't really do the math in my head, but I hope so. One way to find out, we just have to keep playing this war until we win. You guys are going to go after my place? I don't think so. Let's split this army up. So we're going to station besiegers, and then we're going to take this army. Oh, wrong army. We're going to take this army. Christopher, go over there and kick some ass. And then we're going to have Kamata watch over the siege over here. Sweet smiles and little lies. Just like other children his age, my son and heir, Lindolf, sometimes lies and tests the boundaries. However, he often avoids suspicion with his sweet demeanor, and people always forgive him when he does get caught. I wonder just how much he gets away with. Oh, okay, so this guy's a little bit of a liar here, a little bit of a cheat, Maybe intrigue would be a good education for you, but, we'll have to see. I'll keep an eye on this one. There we go, tutelage from Anastasia. I thought your guardian was somebody else. Maybe it doesn't really matter. Alright, Chris, take him out. I want to see this fight. Come on. Get him. Yes, victory. We've almost won this war. 91%. Alright, we just got to take some more of their stuff. I'll send you over here, I think. We might even win this war once this siege is done. And that's a wrap. All right, we're gonna take all that gold. We're gonna take that 73 gold. I think it used to be 78 or something. You know what? These numbers are playing tricks on me. I don't like it, but we're gonna enforce our demands. The vile Emperor Daniel, may your wisdom ever elude you. I know when I am defeated. It seems that I am left with no choice but to comply with your demands. So be it. And we got some money from that. So hey, that's pretty good. Alright, let's disband the troops. Alright, now I'm going to perform a move that's going to be incredibly risky. And it requires a little bit of explanation. So, Basically, we're sort of in a friendly rivalry with the Byzantine Empire. I mean, they're sort of like our natural enemies since we're trying to become the Roman Empire, and they consider themselves the true Romans. All fake, by the way. Everyone knows that Emperor Daniel is the king of the world. So, I mean, one example is our friendly rivalries. They're trying to take the coastline right here, and we're trying to take the mainland. I just saw them recently. They actually were in a war with the Duchy of Croatia, I believe. We actually took the north, and they took the south. And our borders are actually pretty close on this line. And it's sort of like we have a friendly rivalry going on, especially in this region. And then there's also their culture. So when I was Emperor Christopher, I actually had a pretty good learning experience, and we were kind of neck and neck. The Italian and the Byzantine culture were kind of neck and neck with each other. So I kind of was trying to get us up to early medieval while they were trying to get themselves up as well. And they actually had a emperor that has he's a mastermind philosopher. He's really good at learning, and they're basically like crushing us when it comes to education right now, because Emperor Daniel basically is not the best when it comes to learning, if that makes sense. But we do have this one person who's pretty good at learning. He's actually a mastermind philosopher himself, and he is Count Comata, which is pretty close to us. So I kind of have this plan in place where I kind of want Count Comata to become the head of Italian culture. And in order to do that, we're going to make him the king of Italy. But the problem with that is, in order to be the culture head, you have to have the most land out of all the rulers that are of your same culture. And so Emperor Daniel is Italian, and of course we have all this land, and Comata just has this. Even as the king of Italy, we'd still be the culture head, even though Comata is the smarter person and better at like getting the culture up to speed. But there's one thing we could do about that. We could actually convert to local culture, because our culture right now is Sicilian. So if I make Emperor Daniel Sicilian, and let's say Comata stays as Italian, then I could put him into the King of Italy, where they have a lot of Italian regions over here. And by being head of that culture, he will be able to advance the culture a lot better than Emperor Daniel could. And we could probably beat the Byzantine Empire in terms of tech. Unfortunately, it isn't as straightforward though. So if I were to convert to local culture, I would adopt the Sicilian culture, of course. Every close family member sharing my culture adopts the Sicilian culture. Fortunately, Comata is our cousin, so that isn't really considered close family, and he won't convert for that reason. But the kicker here is that every vassal sharing my culture that has counties of the new culture gets to decide whether or not to convert. And that's actually a bit of an issue with Comata, because if I were to go over to cultures, you'll see that both his counties are Sicilian. So there's a chance that he will switch with us. Now, Comata doesn't really like us, and, he doesn't like us because we're the title claimant. I mean, we did also exhort our vassals, and we did try to stop him from conquering Azor's territory. He's ambitious and impatient, and, maybe that will play into him not converting. But, I'm actually in the mood for a little bit of a risk. And you know what? Emperor Daniel, he knows that some things, sometimes things take some risks in life. And I mean, this isn't like a big risk or anything. It's not going to like ruin our game if he converts to Sicilian with us. But I honestly can kind of see Emperor Daniel as Sicilian. I feel like he's the kind of guy who's like, you know what? I hate these people in the north. They always just boss me around. You know what? I grew up in this land over here, this little island, and I am actually part of this culture, not part of their culture. I am independent. I am the king and ruler of them all, and they're not going to bully me. And I acknowledge who I am, and I'm going to give this a try. And we have converted from Italian to Sicilian. We are Sicilian. Who is Sicilian with us? Oh, man. He didn't convert with us. Yes. Awesome. Oh, I spoke too soon. Duke Vertico converted. Germano, our brother, of course. Our other brother. I mean, who's the head of the Italian culture now? Who's the head of this culture now? I'm head of the culture. What? I'm head of. I'm not head of Sicilian. That looks a little funky. Why? That's so weird. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. I think that maybe it will correct itself in time. I really hope it corrects itself in time, because that is pretty bad glitch if that actually is a glitch. So, let me see what else I can do. I actually figured out what happened to our steward. So, back when I kicked out my aunt Fausta, let me go find her in the family tree here. There she is, all the way over here. So when I kicked her out, the problem was that her mother was actually in our court as well, and she was like, "Hey, you know what? Hey, if you're gonna kick out my daughter, I'm going with her." And then guess who else went with her? Our steward, of course. So I think I made a little bit of a mistake kicking her out, and basically kicking out my Kamata Romani, the second Kamata, I believe. He's going to be the future king of England if we get our way. So you know what? I'm sorry. Emperor Daniel, he had a little bit of a temper tantrum. All right, he's calm now. And I just want to welcome you back. And she won't accept an invite back to court, but her child will accept the invite back to court. So if we ask him to come back to court, of course he'll say no, because he's a little bit, salty because we did kick him out. But of course, I am the house head, Smithster, so you're going to come back with us whether you like it or not. So, Emperor Daniel got mad. Just come back. We'll welcome you back with open arms, and everything will be okay. And we're going to switch the steward out. I mean, he's probably going to hate me, but he is terrified of Emperor Daniel. So we are good to go. We're going to switch him out with that good guy. This guy, where he is now signed. And we're going to fire Duke Lambert. Yes. And now Kamata Romani is mine. You know what? I think he should have a guardian. And what better guardian than me, of course. Emperor Daniel raising the children, the future of the nations of the world. And we will let him keep his culture, Italian culture, and he will just become our lord. And we're going to send proposal, and we'll see what happens. Man, it's taken a long time to accept. Let me go back. Ooh, okay. I'm still head of the Italian culture. I don't know why. That's really weird. I hope that changes. And now, Princess Fausta really doesn't like me, and I'm a little concerned about that. But man, things are not going well. I think we've got the most out of swaying this guy. So I think for the best interest of Emperor Daniel's safety, we're gonna go sway our aunt, who doesn't really like us very much. Yikes. I mean, negative 75. I mean, that's going to be kind of tough, but we'll see what we can do. I'm going to sway her, and I get a 45% chance, and we're going to abandon this sway scheme, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. And hopefully, Emperor Daniel will be a great family man and be able to convince his aunt that he's not such a terrible person after all. Alright, I gotta be perfectly honest. I'm not too happy with some of the decisions I made in this episode. I mean, so many things could have gone so much better. I mean, especially with the culture conversion. I mean, come on, Kamata. Why did you have to switch with me? Why do you have to be so contrarian to what I want? I could have given you power. I could have given you the kingdom of Italy. I could have even made you my heir, because all I'd have to do is I would have to just change the laws so that we have an election, and then I would have invited you to be our heir. I mean, he's a genius. I mean, geez. But you had to change on me. You had to not only change on me, you had to get rid of Azor. My favorite character from the last episode. You remember him? You completely got rid of him, and now he's gone forever. And now who's going to fight the Greeks now? Who's going to have a tech advantage against... How are we going to get a tech advantage against the Greeks now? Look at these guys. They're just laughing at us, taunting us with their supreme tech and their genius ruler, while we're out here just in the mud. If you ever wonder why you're always short-handed in life, you all have no one to blame but yourself. All right, woo. I had to get that out of my system. So, because I've been taking a lot of risks and haven't really been getting too many rewards out of it, I'm going to try to do a safe decision this time. So, as you know, in order to form the Roman Empire, we have to be in a constant state of war in order to build up our territory. So, at first, I was thinking about going against these guys because their ruler over here is kind of old. We have a little bit of a plan to get rid of Count Christopher by just giving him lands with peasants that don't really like him. But the problem with this is if I were to go to a holy war for, let's say, this duchy, because we want to kind of get revenge against this guy because he attacked us recently. But the problem with this is there's a chance that Ashari rulers may join this war. And, you know, who else is Ashari? The Abbasids, and they have a pretty big army. And I might actually take a chance with this if they were at war with somebody else, but for the time being, I feel like we gotta leave this guy alone. I feel like it's a bit of a shame because he's probably gonna die soon, and that means that we're gonna have this guy to contend with. And if we went to war with this guy and won, once he died, we could just go to war with them again. But I'm just not gonna take a chance this time. I think I'm gonna go after these guys instead. Especially since they're in a war with somebody. They're actually defending against this other guy who's trying to get the throne. And they got their allies in check. You know, this is probably going to be a pretty intense war for him. But unfortunately for him, I'm going to be jumping into the pile. And the best part about this is there isn't that much Zaidi rulers. I don't know if that's how you pronounce this branch of Islam. But there is one, actually. There is like one guy over here. But, I mean, we could really, like, if he comes into the fight and he really is a problem, we could call in our allies for help. I just don't want to do that personally because I want to keep as many prestige points as I can because we want to try to get the Sicilian parliament. And maybe for other reasons too, you know, you can never have enough prestige. But we're going to go through with this, and I'm going to declare war on this guy. We're going to go against his duchy, and of course we're going to go against him for not believing in Jesus, as we do. And we will declare war. And here comes the epic music. Oh man, I love this one. I love this track. It feels great to get back in there again. Back into the wars. Let the war economy continue. We're now the culture head of Sicilian. Yes, we have switched. All right. Alright, you know what? I noticed something when I switched to Sicilian. It's oh, hold on. You know what? This music's a little intense. Let me just get into this war a little bit. Someone's joining the war? Alright. Bring it on. So as I was saying, I actually realized now that we switched over to Sicilian, we need to have the planetary assemblies if we want to increase our crown authority. We need to increase our crown authority at some point in order to empower Sicilian parliament. And, you know, this is something I wasn't really, I didn't really account for. And it's saying that we're probably going to get planetary assemblies in 192 years. Unfortunately, I don't think Emperor Daniel's going to live to 192 years old. So we're going to have to do something about that. Well, let's see what happens if I change the cultural fascination to planetary assemblies. How long is that going to take? 31 years? That's painful. Oh. But at least it's in his lifetime. Hopefully, Emperor Daniel will not get assassinated. He will stay in good health. And at the point when planetary assemblies is done, we should have all the other requirements finished. And we should just increase town authority and then empower Sicilian parliament immediately. And hopefully I'll have enough prestige. That's actually going to be the challenge. Keeping the prestige up. That's actually one reason why I'm not going again. That's why I'm usually just doing holy wars. I haven't gone to any like regular de jure war because that costs prestige and I don't know how to get that back. So that's sort of why we're being crusaders over here. Alright, let's march our army in. Let's get into the enemy territory. Ooh, espionage, lovers. While performing her duties as my spy master, Palvesia, the pale lady herself, has uncovered the secret held by Prince Bishop Bonte in Dinamer. He has secretly taken Willa, the daughter of the Count Winsingella, as a lover. This is useful to know, hopefully. Let me see. He has 77 gold. That is not a lot of gold. I could probably blackmail him for that. And he will accept. I might hold off on this for a second. Sort of kind of busy with this war right now. Hey, my mic was actually off for our last recording session, so I mean, I wish I kind of tested that out beforehand, but you know, sometimes mistakes happen and you got to deal with it. So basically what happened was I was explaining how that in the background, King Athelwulf was kind of near death, and I thought we didn't have to we really didn't need a scheme because he was probably going to die soon because he was full agent and severely injured. But during that time, he ended up getting a successful wound treatment. So what I did was I invited an agent over to our scheme. I think he's considering the offer right now, but he wasn't cheap. He was about like 150 gold. It's a little bit of a shame, honestly, because I kind of wanted to use that gold to create the Sicilian kingdom, but hopefully our war economy will help us with that. And by war economy, I mean that we kind of have to find prisoners to ransom because we just keep losing monthly income. You know, maybe if I didn't go to all these wars, we wouldn't have these money troubles, but hey, you know, you just got to do what you got to do. You got to survive, you got to thrive, you got to make a big empire. You know, I got to do all these different things. And it looks like he has joined our scheme, so perfect. 79%. Oh, man, we're going to get this guy in 19 months. All right, man, I think death is staring right at you. You're almost at death's door. We have ruined your life, and we are going to finish you off. You know, you are pretty skilled person. You know, you're pretty good. You're an intricate web weaver, you know, and you have high dread, so you make it kind of difficult for us to take you out very easily with intrigue. But unfortunately for you, my spy master is better. And let's see how much that increases it. 95. Okay, we're going to get this guy, unless he somehow discovers the scheme. And England got bigger, even better. That means that once our family switches over to England, it's going to be a powerful kingdom. And I know we don't have direct control over England, but because our family's in here, we get claims. There might be a way for me to actually take the kingdom from them later. There might be a bunch of other things we could do. Maybe we can even elect somebody. If my family's in England, maybe we can elect them to the Italian throne. Then that kingdom becomes part of our empire. So there's just so many things we can do if we take over the Wessex line here. All right, we're off to a good start. We're sieging this fort. What I'm going to be doing now is splitting off station besiegers, and we're going to just move you guys over here. Hold on a second. What? I hate it when it does this sometimes. I'm like, no, I want to keep you at the siege. I want you there. I don't want you coming with my army. That's why I split you off in the first place. Wonder if we can get a commander that's good at sieging. Oh, this guy's pretty good. All right, I'm going to station besiegers here, and I'm going to go move over here. Okay, hold on. 100 casualties. Is there a way I can get around this? No. I wonder if I should split these armies off and, like, have them as a defense force, or if that actually is going to make them, if that's actually going to make them effective or not. I wish there was a little bit more, like, strategy when it came to attacking nations. It feels like you're just kind of moving armies around, and I don't really understand it. Maybe there's, like, this meta level to the game that I just don't get yet, but it just seems a little simplistic to me at the time being. I think we're just gonna stay in the dry lands. This area is a desert. This one's a dry lands. I think we'll be a little bit more effective in dry lands with our horses. I don't even know where their army is. They're just kind of like, they're probably just fighting each other or something. This army is pretty evenly matched with my own, but they're already in a war, like a civil war of their own. So I think that we're gonna be all right. Ooh, plush, vibrant, and soft at the first light of dawn. A merchant presents me with an exquisite carpet in the hopes of good future relations. As I marvel at the fine weave, I am struck by a thought. Wouldn't a carpet like this be This muffled the treading of feet, even conceal the steps of a bumbling agent. Ooh. We did have that one agent over here where she was a little bit, she was sharing her secrets a little bit. I guess that doesn't really have to do with walking, but I don't know, maybe those things would even out. So King Applewolf would be honored by such a gift. Um, if he expects something off, he'll be extra vigilant, but if not, you'll get a plush and exotic carpet. I mean, he doesn't really like me very much. If I get the carpet, I will be susceptible to schemes. So we're just gonna go with for it. He accepts it. Oh man, he doesn't even suspect the thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're getting away with this. This is just like dumb luck, honestly. Greetings, my liege. I would be delighted if your daughter, Anastasia, could visit my court in Jelani to meet her peers. I hope she will be attend as soon I miss her a lot if she didn't. I don't know why she wouldn't be there. She doesn't really do anything here. I mean, will she lose her guardian? That's the thing. I mean, she's being taught by like the greatest spy master in the world. So, I don't know. Will she go with her? I mean, personally, you know, if I was personally role playing, I feel bad about saying no, but I don't want to risk it. I'm going to decline. I'm sorry. Man, for someone who's supposed to be like an intricate web weaver, you are like such a pushover, my friend. Oh, we got prisoners too. Let's see if they're any good ransom wise. We got a lot of prisoners. Oh man. How much are they? 10? 10. 50. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. All right, who are you? Are you important? I think I'm going to take the guy who's 50 gold. We'll see what happens with him. And actually, these guys finished their siege, of course. Can't forget about them. Let's move them over here. Man, things are going good. We're getting gold. We're about to have like the murder of a lifetime against this really powerful king over here. And our family's going to go in, and it's just going to be great. Oh, shoot. He switched his heir. Oh, no. I was afraid this would happen. Oh, no. We were so close. I mean, I didn't even think we were going to get this far. We got all the way up to 95%. When I was getting these people, it was always by a thread. Bonnefeld, we got her because of that one hook. Dwayne, I think we got her because of the money. And then him, we just got him because I exposed his wife. No, not his wife. I exposed his half-wife of cheating. And every single moment during this scheme, I was like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to be able to pull this off. But every time, over and over again, we kept getting more agents. We kept getting, and then this guy popped out of nowhere, whereas no one was accepting me before, because on top of this guy having high dread, his dread never decays. But this guy just came in and he's like, yeah, I'll take it for the money. So, I was like, you know what, we're gonna get it. We're in the bag, and so close, and yet so far. Why did you choose this guy anyway? What does he have against what is wrong with Prince Wilhelm? I mean, he's a charismatic negotiator. What's this guy have that he doesn't? I think he actually used to be insular, but I think he switched to Catholic, and maybe that switched him over the edge. Because Prince Alfred is actually supported by the king. He has 15 votes, and that includes King Applewolf and all these other people that, of course, are going to vote with the king because they like him. Oh, man. Our guy, he went down to 0 votes. This is a tragedy. A real tragedy in our midst. I'm not going to give up. Not easily. Because if the only reason your father made you the heir was because you converted to Catholicism, what's going to happen when we find a secret against you? Maybe if it's bad enough, it will push him over the edge, and then he will go back to the guy that we want in charge. It's a long shot, but we have to take it. I'm going to put the Pale Lady on this. And if she pulls this off, if she finds a secret on the guy, she's not only going to look like a great spy master, she's going to be one. Helvetia, if you pull this off, you will not only be the greatest spy master, we will have a memorial dedicated to you and how great you were in being able to secure our throne in England. Do you understand me? You will be the greatest of all time. She is our Hail Mary, our last hope. I'm going to delay the murder scheme as long as I can until we can get our guy back as the heir apparent. Only then will we strike. Although she wasn't able to find secrets there before, so I'm not holding my breath. I'm just going to switch my wife over to learning focus. And that should ensure that planetary assemblies is going to get done a lot faster. So I think we got 5 years on that. Now it's going to be 26 instead of 31. And I think I'm going to give Count Christopher some work to do. So he's been organizing levies, and I don't think that's really going to help us during this war. I don't think that really does much help because I think when we can only raise armies while we're at peace. So I'm going to put him on increasing control. We have a lot of places here that are in the red right now. I'm going to put him on our bellow because I was just getting a notification on that from my to-do list. And since it's my own county, I think there would be more benefits for it to be more in control. So I'm going to just put him on here. Alright, I think it's time for us to collect. We wasted a lot of gold on that murder scheme, and whether or not it pays off is yet to be seen. I got a few hooks, and a few prisoners, and I want to be the King of Sicily. Let's see what happens once we collect what is due. I'm going to be doing this while I watch over this war, so first I'm going to take payment from this guy. We successfully blackmailed him, we got some more money. Alright, I think you are worth something to us. So we're going to ransom you as well. Man, these 530 soldiers are just sieging this place over here all on their own. I thought I would have to like take some of these soldiers out and just go over there, but they're doing all right. We also have this knight in our prison right now, and I have no idea what to do with him. We had him, I think, from the last war we were in. And he's not worth any money. He's not that great. I mean, maybe we could recruit him. I mean, he is a forwarder, but I don't know. We can't even recruit him, I think. And if we let him go, we lose dread, which is not good. So I'm just gonna let him go with maybe a weak hook. All right, we captured we captured this place. And now we just gotta keep moving forward. So move you guys over here. Part of me is just hoping that King Alphawolf will just switch his heir without our interference or anything. I really hope he does. You know, I actually wasn't really focusing on this place too much, but there's actually a pretty good mini story going on here. So the King of Alba is Catholic, and the England are also Catholic. But these guys over here are all insular. So it's like there's some sort of insular versus Catholic war going on around here. They kicked out the Vikings. There's only this guy and this guy for Vikings here. So it's basically like a war against Catholicism versus insular. I mean, all this stuff is going on while we're trying to scheme against him. It's like this is part of a grander story over here. Sometimes I love how CK3 just has these little mini stories in the map where if you think about it a little bit, it kind of makes a conflict in a region just more interesting. The only opposition they have is this insular Irish, the only powerful opposition. So they have this guy, he's the powerful one, but they also have these people as well. I think this guy is also Welsh. It's basically all the smaller ones are all not Welsh, they're insular. And maybe that's part of the reason why he wasn't the heir at first. I think he was insular, and now he converted to Catholicism, unfortunately. If only there was a way to get us to convert him back to insular. Oh, well, you can't win them all. We got a favor hook on this guy. And he's actually part of a mercenary band, I believe. So, maybe that will be useful. A mercenary band of 2 people, unfortunately. Alright, you'll give me 10 coin for this person. You know, I almost forgot about you, Italia. You do have to marry somebody, and I'm not really sure who you should marry. We actually were interacting with her a little bit in the beginning of the episode, and Man, that was not a great choice. I mean, I think overall it was I basically like switched her from an intrigue to a diplomatic education because I thought like, well, she's more suited for it. But since it was late in her education, I think that's why she only got a 1 point in diplomacy. I'm not really sure who to marry her off to. That's the thing. I guess it could wait for now until we figure out a good person suitable for her. I think I've had it for a couple years. It's the only thing. I just hope she doesn't stay single forever. Actually, we haven't really married any like skilled. We didn't really marry to get some skilled courtiers. We could probably do something like that. Let's see if we can go by some of all skills, maybe. Some of all skills. Who's the best person at intrigue here? Got this older guy. He's 41 years old, and he's Dutch, and but he's pretty good at intrigue. He's just as good as the pale lady over here. You know what? I want to be a nice. I think she's my sister. I want to be a nice brother. Let's find her someone she'll like, and also maybe benefits us. We'll see. She can marry this Irish dude over here. As because it's an insular marriage, she'll be like a second wife or third wife to this guy. Let's go for a matrilineal marriage too. We want them to be in our court. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna leave this on hold for now. Hope that won't carry any dire consequences. Man, these people, they can't afford the ransoms. I'm sorry, I can't let them go. Can't let them go. They're worth too much. Man, I can't find any good secrets we could use for money. I mean, all the other secrets that I haven't like blackmailed yet, they don't have any coin. I don't know where that one priest was that the pale lady found in Lotharingia. I just can't find him. I guess we're just gonna have to rely on the prisoners we get in this war. I mean, I could theoretically I could ask the head of the faith for gold, but that's gonna cost me some piety that I don't want to spend because we need those for holy wars. I mean, we just need 500 gold to create the Sicilian kingdom, just about 150 more. I hope we can find it. Guess we gotta keep playing to find out. A cask of wine. King Athelwulf will attend a local celebration in Palermo, and I happen to know that he's a bit of a wine affarietto. I don't know if I said that correctly. I could lure him into the cellar of my castle for an exclusive tasting and then make sure that he never walks out again. How did you get in my castle, by the way? That's very interesting. We also lose stress too. Is he our rival? Is that why? No, he's not our rival. Unfortunately, we can't kill him right now, so I'm going to say this is not the way to do it. Puts us back 6 months. I'm really, really counting on my spy master to find a secret here. That is like our only hope. And what's worst about it is it doesn't say that it's in his court. It says this in King Athelwulf's court, which means that there is such a low chance that we find a secret on this guy. This might be the end. This might be the end of our little scheme in England. Oh well, let's just focus on this war for now. That's what we were doing anyway. This might be a little bit of a risky move, but I'm going to switch Chris with Count Argio because he's good at sieging, but it's risky because he's not a great commander. Hopefully one of the armies doesn't show up. Ooh, a helping hand. Like all Catholics, King Athelwulf of England shares more with God by extension of Ozark than he shares with most mortals. If only I could get the Archbishop to relay some of King Athelwulf's fears and plans to me. This is an interesting choice. I don't think I've ever seen this before when I was doing a scheme. My other playthroughs of the game. So I'm not really sure what to do here. I mean, of course we can't act because his heir is not the right one. But let's just look at this anyway. So it's for the good of the faith. We get 80% chance he helps me out. And we gain pious contacts. Which means we get, okay, that's just success chance. But according to God, that's between him and God, we get 50 piety. I kind of want the piety. I kind of want the piety because we're trying to wage a holy war stack at home, and we're not really increasing it by much. Fortunately, we don't have that negative 0.5 modifier. Now we have a plus 0.1, like 0.13 to be precise. But I'm just gonna take the piety because there's not really that many options for me to get. Like any type of piety ever. Got a stray army over here. Are they enemies with us? I don't think they are. They should be. No, I think they are. I don't know. It's brown, so it's giving me some mixed signals. It's not red. Don't change colors on me like that. Oh man, our sister isn't swayed. Not our sister. Our aunt. She could be our sister though, because she's close to our age. She's actually younger than us. It's funny because as Emperor Christopher, I had a child after Emperor Daniel, which was from Emperor Christopher's son. It's very complicated. From his son, Prince Petro, who gave birth to Daniel. And then I had Chris marry this lady. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name, but I had her marry this lady, and then that's how I got Princess Fausta over here. She's bearing a child, which I kind of like, but I don't know how she's able to get a child with Prince Wilhelm at England, and then she's at Italia. I don't know if that's like a legitimate child or not. We'll have to see. The reason I sent her out was because I thought she wasn't able to bear children because she was so far away from her husband. But I don't know if that actually affected anything or not. So I mean, that was such a big mistake. I'm hoping that I get some prisoners after this siege over here because we need some money. Oh, we got a secret, but it's not. Well, man, it's not for the person that I wanted for. While performing her duties as spy master, Helvetia has uncovered a secret by Duke Lothbrok of Mercia. He is secretly taken Reeve Bolad of Doncaster as a lover. You know what? Maybe this is useful to know. You know why it's useful? He has a lot of money, and even if we can't use him like for what we want, we could get a lot from that. So let's see. What happens if I blackmail him? He might accept 60%. He's brave. How dare you? You know what? We're going to go for it. We'll suffer the consequences. Oh, we got it. We got him. And guess what? That money. It's a lot of money you got. I'm going to demand a payment. 50 gold. Look, we got to take whatever we got. We're going to take it. Give me that money. Yes. All right, guys, I'm counting on you. Get me some good prisoners here. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, she had a child. Child of my dynasty. My Aunt Fausta has given birth to a son. Since the little one is part of the Romani dynasty, he should be blessed with a good name. And he looks related to his father, so, you know, maybe he is an actual good guy. Michelangelo, I actually like that one. May you grow strong and wise. Spider. Oh man, it frustrates me to no end that we can't actually act on this scheme because his heir is different. I'm just so frustrated because, I mean, look, this guy has like high intrigue. He literally has the trait. I think they're called traits or something. He literally has the trait forever infamous. So that means that his dread will never decay. I mean, he doesn't really have that much, that high of a dread, which we're kind of lucky for. But it's just like we gotten so far and we could actually get away with it, and we can't, because even if we do get away with it, it's going to be the person we don't want as the heir. But you know what? I have some faith in Helvetia because she did find that one secret. So maybe she'll find a secret. Hopefully it will be on the person we want, this guy over here. And hopefully that secret will be damning enough for him to actually be condemned by his father and taken out of the inheritance. This is not the way to do it. I'm sure the people in the scheme are a little bit frustrated with me right now because especially this guy who really wants to kill him. You just gotta wait. Oh no. Uh-oh. What happened? A twist of fate. As I make my preparations necessary for King Athelwulf's departure from this world, I am interrupted by a page. The boar went and died without any help from me. Satan must have been eager. Oh no, he died on his own. And now, we failed. We failed. How tragic. How dreadful. Oh well, we gave it our best shot. I'm still going to try and sway Aunt Fossa because she is in my court, and we want her to like us a little bit more. I mean, negative 64. I mean, come on. We're your nephew, I believe. So I mean, you can't really hate us that much. I mean, we're charming. Look at Daniel. Look how charming he is. How can you hate someone like that? All right, did we get any good prisoners? Let's see. Please, please, I'm begging you. Let's get some good prisoners now. Got this kid. 10 gold. I'll take it. This guy is super poor and he can't afford the ransoms. All right, you guys just join up with this group. We'll figure it out later. There's a big army coming our way. Fortunately, I think we could take them. I think it's time for a change in management. Now, Christopher, Count Christopher, my lovely brother here. Fortunately, I think that you're pretty good, but I did find someone that was slightly better than you. She's actually this woman up north in Genosa, and she has a bit of a bloody face. I don't know why, but she's not only a brilliant strategist, she's also a flexible leader. And she does have a little, I thought she had a little bit higher martial. I think it's because she's wounded that she has less. But she has some pretty good traits. And if we ever want to cross this river to like take out their forts over here, we could probably use her. Now, I can't use her normally because I think as part of the Catholic faith, women can't be part of the army. So if I was to go down and like look for commanders here, so if I switch out commanders, you'll see that she doesn't appear on this list. But that's a real shame because she's pretty skilled. And I think if we make her our marshal, which we can, we'll be able to use her as a commander. So I'm just going to assign her and see if that works. Huh, that's a little strange. She isn't appearing on this list. It's weird that I can make her my marshal, but I can't make her a commander. Well, I'm sorry, Eudosia. I guess women do have it bad in the Middle Ages. Italia, I knew you'd become useful eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to marry her off to a good commander. And of course, this is going to be matrilineal. And let's see who we got. This is a guy I've been looking at for a while. I mean, he's pretty young. I mean, he's 25, she's 17. Hey, close enough. This is CK3 after all. But but we need some good commanders here because we are going against somebody who's actually pretty decent. I can actually click on him right now. So he has a level 21, and he's got some pretty good traits too. I mean, this guy has a trait that isn't going to help us in the desert, but you know, I'm gonna hire him and see if we stand a chance against this army. So we'll just send the proposal. Let's see how that works out. Let's just merge this army together. One thing I sort of realized, and I'm starting to slowly realize this over time, is it's not just the number of troops that you have. I mean, that is a big part of it, but it's also the quality of your army. So they have some pretty good troops here. They got like a 300 spearmen, like 200 bowmen. They got some skirmishers. I mean, we have less than 100 of each special troop. So I don't know how we're going to do against these people. It's going to say that it says our battle's even. If I switch to commander, this is just for testing purposes. Still says our chances are even with Christopher. Wait till that other guy gets hired. And in the meantime, we're going to siege this castle. Alright, he's here. Alright, let's see. Do you do any better against this horde? Ooh, I will probably win. This guy makes the difference. So the question is, should we abandon the siege for this? We need our full force to defeat this army. I'm thinking So he has a recently disembarked modifier. It's only going to be active for 23 days. It's going to take us about 44 days to get there. So I think for now, we're just going to just siege this castle. And one thing I've sort of realized from learning about like battle strategy is actually we got 26,000 troops in here, and we got about, and this tile has a supply limit of 24,000. So what that means basically, I didn't notice when I was like first playing the game, but basically we're going to be losing a lot of supplies if I have these guys in this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to station besiegers, and then I'm going to take this army. I'm just going to put them in this tile. Let's move them over here, and then we'll have this guy. We'll have a good commander that's great at sieging. Just here. There we go. We're almost done. These guys are well supplied. Yep, their things are not ticking down. It's great. Got an enemy ally. Calling in all the allies. Oh man. All right, we got some prisoners. Let's see what we got. Please. I would die. I would die for someone who is like 100 gold. 25. All right, that's pretty nice. Not gonna lie, that is pretty nice. We're gonna take it. That reminds me, we should really have the Pale Lady looking for secrets. I think she got taken off after our scheme attempt failed. I don't know why, but we're gonna have her look for secrets in a court somewhere. And let's go by percent chance. And fortunately, in Lotharingia, the percent chance is 95%. So we shall go back there. It's going to take her about 7 months, but if she can get me some good secrets like that one guy we got previously, that would be great. Oh, and they're fleeing. What, you guys afraid? You're afraid of a little fight? Well, I'll tell you one thing. This commander is good. He's smart. We might have to outsmart him. We might have to play our game a little bit might have to play a little bit tricky here. He knows he can't beat us. That's why. Too bad we can't do a sea battle. Wish we could have like something like that. That would be cool. Maybe in one of the updates, CK3 will have naval battles, but for now we'll have to just deal with this. So I'm probably just gonna siege this castle. I mean, it's going pretty well for us, like trying to get money, so I'm probably just gonna do that. We just gotta watch out for our supply. That's one thing that always got me, was that my supply would always dwindle when I'm in a war, and I wouldn't know why. So now I know why. You're coming back? Make up your mind already. Well, I was thinking about moving some troops to another tile, but I kind of want to see. I want him to sort of make a move, and then maybe we could try and having our forces together, maybe we could try and catch him. All right, he's locked into that area. Can we? Oh man, recently disembarked. We will probably win. Can we actually catch him in time? That's the question. Can we do it? You are always there for me, and I hope you know that I am grateful. My cousin Hamada approaches me in a rare display of honesty. Aw. Well, he might not become the future king of England, but at least he's a sweet child. Ooh, we can even get a weak hook on him. Should we? We get closer to forming a friendship. Well, you know, we're only a real monster to our enemies. So let's try and become friends with him. We'll do the nice route this time. I hope that we're going to win, because he's not abandoning this siege. So I am just hoping that like he's not playing like 5D chess or something, knowing that he's going to beat us. Hopefully, I hope we get some prisoners from this too. I hope so, but we'll have to see. Here comes the battle for the century. Let's see how we do. All right, we're winning this battle so far. All right, some bad rolls. All right, we got a good one. -7. Oh, 1. And this guy's forming alliances left and right here. I think he keeps losing his ally and getting a new one. How does that keep happening? All right, I'm not going to question things. All right, we're doing well. We're doing well. Yes. All right. Man, we smacked him around. We almost won this war. That battle was pretty nice. I think we might have just barely won that due to the modifiers we had. And guess what? We got some good prisoners from that too. We got this one guy who's 50 gold, and we're going to take that ransom. And I'm going to send my army over here because the count in charge of this area has a decent amount of gold, and we might get some prisoners. By the way, I just noticed this. There's this army fighting in my territory, and they're actually from Lotharingia. What are you doing here? Don't bring your wars over here. I think it's this one count fighting this other duchy for some sort of liberty war, and they're bringing their stuff to my territory. How could we not manage this? How could we not stop this madness happening on my border? Eudosia, do something. This is your territory. All right, well, I guess all our troops are in North Africa, so we'll just have to deal with this. Man, we are so close to 500 gold. We just need like 15 more, or even less than that, like 11 more. We could ransom this guy. It's not gonna be the full ransom, but if we ransom him, we do it, we will have enough to make the Kingdom of Sicily. I'm gonna do it. I'm getting a little bit impatient here. We're gonna ransom him. Yes! We got 500 gold. Oh man. Here it comes, the moment of truth. I'm finally going to make the Kingdom of Sicily. We get 400 prestige for that. And the good part about this is that some of my vassals are giving me less taxes in this region because I'm not their rightful liege. But if I create the Kingdom of Sicily, we're going to get some more taxes from the counts and everyone else in this area. So I'm going to create the title. The moment of truth has arrived. Yes! We are the King of Sicily. Can nothing stop Emperor Daniel? Can nothing stop his superiority? And even better, we get a bonus from doing this. So there's this duke over here, and he was so close to becoming a vassal of mine. And one of the big modifiers, one of the reasons he didn't want to do it, was that I wasn't his rightful liege. But now that I am, he will accept the offer, as long as we have low feudal obligation. But that's neither here or there. We get a new vassal. Come join us, Freddie Mercury. Looks like we found a stray army over here. I don't think he's actually involved in this war, or like he's not fighting me, or he's not fighting the Sultan. I think they're in their own like kind of vassal war, I believe. I kind of don't want to get distracted, but I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. Let's see what happens if I move my army this way. We just avoid him. Oh, here he comes. I accept your gracious offer. Yes. Welcome to the family. All right, that is looking nice over there. Oh man, I tell you one thing, it is so hard to actually unite the Italian continent. There's just so many different places that have so many different cultures. It's just so difficult. Even as Emperor Christopher, it was such a pain compared to like, you know, uniting all of England and stuff, because it's not like Italia is this whole region, even though in modern times, you know, Italy is basically this, but it's just basically there's three separate kingdoms, and the Empire of Italia is basically, it doesn't even go to Sicily. But it's cool that we are able to do this. I love the challenge, and it just makes the game a lot of fun. All right, I think I'm gonna call it an episode for now. I was thinking about doing it after I was finished this war, but it's just going way too long. At least we were able to accomplish something. I originally planned for this to stop at the hour mark, but we ran into so many strings of failures that I wanted to at least accomplish something before I ended it. But you know what? I'm actually not disappointed, because at the beginning of the episode, I was itching for a challenge, and the game certainly delivered. Like our assassination attempt didn't work, and our Aunt Fosta got angry with us, and it took ages for us to actually get the money to create the kingdom we wanted. But through it all, Italia still stands. I intend to learn from my mistakes and slowly get better at the game, and hopefully we can continue our adventure through the royal court. Now, I'm actually extremely grateful that the royal court got delayed. If it came out on CK3's anniversary, there was no way I'd get this episode done in time. I guess if I really wanted each episode to be on the same update, I could just go to an earlier version of the game, but that's no fun. Sorry, moment of selfishness over. But as I'm recording this, there's no set release date for the royal court. I'll probably use this time to go back to the first video and edit the slideshow. Those images at the very beginning are actually giving me a lot of trouble since I don't have Photoshop. But once the royal court releases, I'm not sure whether this save file will be able to handle it. Just like the last video, we might suffer some incompatibility issues. And it will probably be even worse for the royal court, since we're not only going to get a free patch, but I also bought the expansion pack. I really want to bring Daniel into the royal court. Like, I feel like he was made for it. Just dealing with the peasants and making someone a jester on the whim. I feel like that would be really, really fun. But that all depends on whether the save file will make it in one piece. And I'll be praying hard for the Paradox God to make that possible. Alright, I'm probably going to post this video a week after I post the first one, but don't expect this to be a weekly thing. I'll be going into the wilderness for a while, and hopefully at some point I'll come out of it. Probably months after the Royal Court comes out if I'm lucky. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like or subscribing. Leave a comment down below if you want me to hear your thoughts, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.